What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How are y'all doing today? I'm chilling. I am here to bring you a review of Logan. Oh my god, this film was entirely too much for me. I was not prepared for the motherfucking feels that were waiting for me, okay? Like, I read Logan, the comic, but like Old Man Logan, but Jesus Christ, okay? It's packed full of action, bro. It is packed full of misery and sorrow and shit. Like, this is a well done film, and it is the film we have been waiting for to give Logan, aka Wolverine, in the best light possible. So let's hop into this one.
For all y'all talkers up in here, it's time to keep it down right now.
The film picks up with Logan and Caliban, a mutant who is an albino and also a great tracker, taking care of Professor Xavier. Apparently he has these seizures that cause his telekinesis powers to go completely out of whack and hurt everyone in the area. These guys are not really happy about their situation, but they're doing the best they can. Logan is trying to save up to have him and Professor Xavier on the water. And as the movie continues, we start to find out that Logan's not healing well. He's not healing much at all, to be very honest. His eyesight is failing and all these other things. And apparently it's a contamination within himself that will later be shown to be adamantium. The movie continues and we find out that Transgen is after Laura and a lot of other new mutants like her. They've been building children from sperm samples of specific mutants and harvesting them in runaway Mexican girl bodies and creating these amazing kids with all these amazing abilities, and their goal was to weaponize them. The kids get out, however, and pretty much create a whole new version of Eden. If you don't know what Eden is, it was a sanctuary in the X-Men comics, and they actually poke a little fun at that, as the girl who saves Laura and gets her to this point is shown that she took the coordinates out of an X-Men comic book, which of course doesn't sit well with Wolverine at all. And as we learn more about Transgen, we find out that they are building something called an X-24. Now, he's basically Wolverine, but way younger and a lot meaner, because he doesn't have any other personality traits besides rage.
Stop! Wolverine! That's enough now!
Now he's going to become a key factor because he ends up murdering Professor X in cold blood after being sent out by the doctor who has organized all of this nonsense at Transgen to begin with. So, which, by the way, apparently that's the son of the doctor that put adamantium in Logan. Like, he was part of the Weapon X program. So, backstory. Yeah, it's getting good, ain't it? Caliban, the mutant I was telling you about earlier, was actually kidnapped from Logan and Professor X during the whole debacle with X-23 killing all these agents and stuff. He was actually captured and forced to track them. When he found out they killed Professor Xavier and was trying to kill everybody else and killed the black couple and their family, he ends up going totally rogue, opens up some grenades and blows up his entire area, kills himself. I mean, I understand his sacrifice. He probably felt like shit after that, to be honest with you, because the doctor had told him that they were only going to collect X-23, not kill anyone. So now, Professor Xavier is dead. Logan is messed up really bad. And a whole family, an innocent group of people died for absolutely no reason at all. So he couldn't live with that, and he just takes himself out. And Logan and X-23 get away. Now, while they're getting away and Logan is trying to bury basically his dad, as he likes to call him in the film, he's trying to bury him, and he ends up passing out. Now, X-23, because she's awesome as fuck, takes him to a hospital. The doctor there is trying to tell him, hey man, look, you're sick. I know you're a mutant, but you're sick. But like I said before, Logan already knows why he's sick, and it has to do with the adamantium put into his body. I don't know, maybe because it's a foreign object, it's causing some issues, and maybe it didn't catch up with him until he was getting older and older. Remember, this dude has lived fucking hundreds of years, so who knows, maybe sickness takes a little while to kick up in his system. As this whole situation is going on, and now that Logan and Laura are all they have, Logan is starting to find himself become attached to his daughter for the first time. He actually gets her to Eden, the hideout with all the other little kid mutants in this picture that she keeps. They all survive. Miraculous? Not really. They're fucking mutants. Like, who's gonna take them out? I mean, they engineered them, so who's gonna take them out? Because there hasn't been a new mutant naturally born in this time lapse of the comic in 25 years, according to Professor X and Logan during the film.
Well, this sucks.
Wolverine gets her to Eden. Things take a turn for the worst after they do some healing. He gets a shot to help him. It's almost like steroids. So he gets her to Eden, passes out, and the kids give him a little bit of a steroid, which is going to play a key factor later on in the film, so pay attention. The kids tell him they're going to leave first thing in the morning. They were waiting for everybody to get there. They all had a time date, so once they reach that time date, it's time for them to go. Laura and Logan have a bit of an argument because Logan admits that he sucks at the whole dad thing because, well, we all know he has a son too, and that relationship isn't that great now, is it?
Round 2. Fight!
Wolverine knows they're in trouble and takes his steroid, and it turns him back into the old school Wolverine. Roar! All the roaring, the claws, and the bloodshed, and everything. It goes ballistic. He might as well be in his berserker rage at this point. So the doctor comes out like, hey, yeah, I know I made you kid, and I know my dad kind of fucked your life up, but hey man, you're not gonna win this fight, you know, and bah! Logan ain't trying to hear none of that bullshit, puts him out his misery super quick. And then his lackey, the guy with the metal arm, I can't remember his name, he wasn't really that important to me, sorry. So, they release X-24 and shit goes wild once again. Wolverine's getting his ass whooped. It's not even funny. It's actually kind of depressing to see. He's getting hammered on, okay? Like, beat the fuck out of it. And Laura tries to help out, and she does a really good job until 24 gets the upper hand. And it's like, this is where it gets a little sad. Like, he stabs Logan and pulls him over and throws him into a tree branch. We all know Logan ain't healing like he used to, where he could have got up and everything been okay. He's kind of hurt now, right? So X-23 takes his adamantium bullet that she found in his pants pocket and shoots X-24 with. On a side note, Logan used to carry around this little adamantium bullet to remind him of who he was or what he was made into. And he was playing with the idea of committing suicide with this bullet. It's very sad to think of. He was playing with the idea of committing suicide with this bullet. Yeah. So instead, X-23 uses it on X-24, but she's kind of a little too late to save Logan, and Logan ends up passing away. And it's very sad. But he lives on through it. And that's pretty much the film in a condensed version. Believe it or not, for such a sad ending, this film had a lot of comedic presence while also playing with some very mature tones. So you have the idea of suicide, you have a kid that the father knew nothing about, you have girls being used as harvest machines to create certain beings of mass proportion. You have something where they're trying to create super soldiers in a sense, and they're taking these childhoods away from these kids and growing them in these terrible situations. You have Xavier suffering from some kind of brain disease that causes him to forget things, but also makes him really powerful, like scary powerful, hurting a bunch of people. And it's for him to be, to be old and decrepit, he's still very powerful telekinetic. Is that the word? He's still very powerful with telekinesis, and now he doesn't have the control that he used to have, so this is causing the problem. So there's all these mature tones with this kind of jokiness to it, where it's like, they say things like, at one point in the film, Logan is telling Xavier, he doesn't want to hear no more. I don't want to hear no more shit. I don't care if that's my daughter. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't want to fucking hear this. And he's like, well, I have to pee. There's like these little jokes here and there. And it kind of reminds you of life. There's all these things going on in our world that shit is just going south. South of the border. Things are just getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But in a way, human beings have like this defense mechanism of comedy where we turn things that really shouldn't be a joke into a joke. And I think that this is the Wolverine film we have all been waiting for. Like, we sat through that debacle. We've sat through a lot of bad X-Men films in the beginning. Now X-Men films are getting better. We sat through a lot of lackluster Wolverine films. Nice. But if you are looking for the depth of a character that you knew and loved in the comics, from everything from the comedy to the sorrow to the realization that he really lived a life where everybody he loved died. You know what I'm saying? Not just girlfriends and wives, but friends, and he has outlived everybody he loved. From when he was first born in like the 1800s up until this point in 2029. That's the year the film is set in. So it's very heavy stuff, to be honest with you, but like I said, it's a great balance between, look, this is a fucked up situation, but hey, look, I died and now my daughter is reciting lines of a movie that she saw for the first time in her life because she's never seen films before. She ends up calling him daddy as he's dying, and he's starting to realize, like, I'm about to leave, so this is what death feels like. So there's like these really heavy points in the film that brought a couple tears to my eyes. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, that last scene, cause man, look. I grew up with Immortal Wolverine, you know what I'm saying? Like X-Men 90 series and X-Men Evolution, and it was just like, even though I read the comic, it was just really sad to see it play out. Like, there's so many years of my life invested in this character, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure it's gonna be kind of heavy for a lot of people out there. If you're a true Wolverine fan and you've been waiting for a film that's just going to show everything that he is, not just the berserker race, not just the fighting, but the man whose memory has been ripped from him, the man who has children he doesn't know anything about, the man who loses his father figure, basically. And even with their situation, like, at one point Xavier called him a fuck up, basically, and you can see the kind of pain in his face. I feel like Hugh Jackman does it. I don't know who else is gonna play Wolverine, but Hugh Jackman is like the embodiment of that character. So I think this film was fucking excellent. It was great. The little Deadpool humor thing in the beginning, it was honestly really good. Seriously, there's no after credits scene, though. They put it in the beginning of the time. It was a really good film. I feel like it was a great introduction to Laura as a character and just showing her badassery level. I think it was an elegant way for Hugh Jackman to bow out of the Wolverine role. And all in all, it was really good. Like, as sad as it was, there was a lot of humor and a lot of moments that I laughed in this film, and it was a great ride. So thank you, Hugh Jackman, for bringing the best Wolverine you possibly could, especially for this sign-off. And thank you for the other films that maybe didn't turn out so great, but hey, everybody, when we think of Wolverine and we think of an actor, we think of you. So thank you so much. I give this film a 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. There was no issues with it to me outside of the metal hand dude. Like, I don't give a shit about that character. Like, fuck him, okay? Fuck him. Alright? It was paced very well. Like I said, it gives a very raw look at Wolverine on different levels and shows that there's layers to this character. It did a great job, and I think it's a wonderful film that everybody should go see. Go check it out. I enjoyed it. I definitely did. Did you like this review? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe. Also hit that bell so you know when I'm uploading. And even though the wolf has got a scat, just remember, long live the wolf pack.